Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here from So Magical Michelle Creates, and today we're doing a Mosaic Monday because I'm halfway through my next section. I will do another update when I finish this section, and then I will have one more section in the border to go. I'm getting so close. Before we get going, remember to hook that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave some yarn in the comments. Also, I think I want to do the overhead view as well, and show you a little bit about how to do some mosaic crochet, kind of a little mini tutorial. I'm afraid they're gonna fall, so I'm just gonna put them on my head. Anyway, so I wanted to show you a reminder. This is the first section. Mosaic crochet, if you don't know, you start at one end, you crochet all the way across, and you cut your yarn. You start back at the beginning, crochet all the way across, cut your yarn. So you end up with little thingies on both sides of your thing. And then you can leave them as fringe on the sides of your blanket, or you can do what they call an envelope border, which like hides all the ends inside. Okay, so that's that. Now, like I said, here's the first section. The pattern is going to be in the description below. It's from Juniper and Oaks. Here is the next section. It's a rainbow blanket. It's called Mosaic in a Month. It's a collaboration that she did. She did it as a make-along. You can get the pattern free on their website, or you can pay for the PDF that doesn't have all the ads and kind of keeps everything together. I actually had somebody give me that, so I appreciate that. And then, so like I said, I'm showing you the different sections. The purple section, it never shows up purple on the video, and that really bugs me. I don't know if I get closer if it will be purple. I'll find out in review. And then when you get to the purple section, you start going back the other way. So now we've got blue again. And then some green. And then the yellow section. And then now, here's what I've got so far on the orange section. And the way that this works is this section right here will repeat. And just so you know, this is what the back looks like. It's kind of stripy. There's a little bit of the a nod to the pattern, but there's a way to do it differently. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. So I'm gonna actually do a little bit, or a whole roll, I don't know, on the overhead now, so you can get an idea of how it looks. I have my thing here. Before we do that, I just learned this great hack I'm going to show you. One of these clippers, the paper clip things. I hook my pattern, and this isn't a big enough one of these, but I hook my hook there, and now it's attached. And it just hangs out there. And I love that. I need to get a bigger one to attach things to. I'm excited for that. This is what the charts look like. I draw lines through mine. I didn't draw a line through my last one. I needed to. You can't see it, but there's this where it's kind of a darker line. In the colored version, that's actually red, because it tells you that you're going to repeat everything that's between the two boxes until you get to the end, and then you'll add these next stitches, and then you're going to repeat this box up here, which means that if you wanted to make this like all this section here, you could just keep repeating it up for the whole blanket, and you would just keep repeating that section. That's kind of what it tells you. So because we crochet from this way to this way, we're going to look at our pattern starting over here. On hers, this AB thing, it tells you what color you're going to use. So I already did this row, which is my A row. My A row is this gray color. For the gray color, I have this big twist yarn that I'm using. That is the color soft gray, and that's what I'm using for my A color. Okay, and then for my B colors, on all of them, I'm using Mainstays acrylic, and so I've got this orange that I'm using for this row. The first stitch she does is a special stitch. I've heard that there's different ways of doing that. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to skip that part so that you can learn how to start it from Juniper and Oaks or somebody else. I'm just going to go in a little bit. Apparently, I'm not going to show you the B row because the B row is solid. So if you do not have an X, you do a single crochet. If there's an X, you do a double crochet. These are specifically in loops. So I'm probably not going to do the row on here, but I'll show you as if it had an X, because if we look here at this row here, that B row, there is no X's. The color changes in this is supposed to kind of show you what the pattern looks like. So this pattern will look very similar to the pattern that shows up here. I'm just going to come back and show you on the gray row. I did the first 2 stitches here. Like I said, this end stitch is a little weird. And then I did the first one just to get us started. I've also brought my pen and I marked my chart here. So like crossed off that one. And now we're working on an A row. So like I said, the one with the letter in it, it not only tells us what color is next, but it tells us to do the end stitch there. So we have 3 that are just single crochets because there's no X in them. And the single crochet for the Mosaic crochet is you go through the back loop and you do your single crochet just in the back loops. So now I've got my end stitch, my first 3 single crochets. Then there's an X. So an X, you're going to do a double crochet in a front loop, but you're going to skip this part here and you're going to drop down. Always do it in the same color. I hook it up in there, do my double crochet, pull out the hair again, always the hair. And you always do your single crochet or your crochet in the row. It's usually the same color because you're usually doing 2 colors and alternating colors. So you're not going to do it in this row that we're working in, but the row below it. And then that covers that stitch. So then you do your next stitch here, which when I look at my thing, it's a single crochet. So I'll do my single crochet in the back loop. And then again, it's an X. So I'm going to do my double crochet down below. Now here's the thing. You kind of like have to look at how the stitches line up on top of each other. This lines up here because I don't want to come over and accidentally do it here or do it here. I want it to be on top of the next stitch. So I'll go down there. Once you get going, you can kind of see how it lines up with the pattern below, which I'll show you in just a second. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go into the next one. 1, 2, 3. And if we turn this over, we can see that behind my double crochet, there's just a stitch that's just sitting there with the whole V there because I did my stitch in front of it and skipped that. And as far as like looking at the pattern, I noticed that this line just goes straight up. That helps me. And I can kind of guide up, so I know when I get over to here, I'm probably gonna have another one because we're repeating it, and so that stitch should be on top of here. That kind of helps me. And I kind of start paying attention. Once I get through the first 1 or 2 of the thing, I don't even use paper because I kind of noticed how it lined up with the row below it. Not always easy when you have some of these bigger spaces. So next is another X. And now this one, I don't have the row below it. I have to pay attention. I've got this one comes here. So over here, I'm going to look down and make sure that I'm doing the one that it lines up in. Do my double crochet on that one. And then I have these two, and then I hit that line again. Now the line tells me I'm repeating. So I'm not going to worry about what's on this side of the line until I get to the very end of my thing. I'm going to come back over here and okay, so I did those two. Now I've got 3 more. Once I get past this first section, I just count it as 5. Because when you add the 2 ends together, it becomes 5 stitches. Now we're repeating this stuff. So I've got my front double crochet here that drops down. And then I've got a single crochet in there. And then I've got a double crochet that again is lining up with that. I've got 3 double crochets, or single crochets, sorry. And then I've got my double crochet that goes down below. Sometimes when you're working, you'll work on an angle and you have to kind of just pay attention to how the stitches line up, because you can mess yourself up if you're not careful. Now I'm here, I did that one, I'm going to do 5. Like I said, I don't worry about counting 2 and then counting 3. I just add them together because I know where I'm at in my pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to work all the way across. I'll come back. I finished this row. So I crossed it off and I'm going to insert little circles over my X's because I want to show you how to do reversible. So for the most part, it's the same. And I was reminded it can take more yarn. So I'm going to start my row like normal. So I'm going to show you how Juniper and Oaks does a reversible stitch. She calls it a negative stitch. And then I'm going to show you how I saw somebody else do it. So you can make choices. The other way does use a little more yarn, but it looks a little different. So when you get to where we have marked our box with a dot above an X, which is also above the double crochet. So when you come to a double crochet, you need to be doing this. You're going to hook through, you're going to come down, and that stitch that we skipped, we're going to hook in that loop there. We're going to pull up, and we're going to pull it up between, because we're just yarning over and pulling it through one loop, which leaves us 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through those first 2, yarn over, pull through those first 2. Okay, my next one is a single crochet. So I'm just going to do a regular back loop single crochet. Now I am over another double crochet. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to go back down and pull or grab that loop below, yarn over, pull through just that one, right up in between the 2. Now I've got the 2, I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then my next stitches are going to be the single crochets through the back loop. I have 3 of them. Is that right? No, 2 of them. Yeah, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. I have 1 more in this first pattern set, so I'm going to go through as if I was going to do my single crochet, turn it so I can see the back, grab that loop from the skipped one below, yarn over and pull through just that one, which pulls it right up in between the 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both of those, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and then I'm going to do 2 more to finish the set. 2 more single crochets, because that's what my pattern says. Okay, so on this side it looks like single crochets the whole way. On this side you have this little pattern bit that adds a little bit of dimension. It's going to prevent a lot of that striping that happens. Most of the time striping is not a problem, but there are times, let me see if I can find, way back in the first yellow section. This first yellow section, we have like this row that is like an entire row of this flipped up thing, which can be very annoying, but it would not be a problem to have that. Or if you have like a longer, you don't like these little whoops, you can't even see my little pockets. Sorry, I was off screen. Sometimes you have these little pockets, and if you don't like those pockets, this reverse will fix all of that. This is one very big long pocket. Here's a little pocket, but that would be done. The different rows would fix that. That's what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to show you how somebody else did it so you could see the difference. So they're still going to do it in the same spots. So we're gonna do I'm back to here. I'm gonna do my 3 double crochets just like normal. And then I get to my double crochet. I'm going to go through as if I was going to do a thing. They pull it up. That's how I saw somebody do it. They pulled it up just as if they were going to do it. Then they yarned over, turned their work over, and went down into that loop. Yarned over and pulled through 2 like they're doing a double crochet. Then they pull through all 3 of those. And then we do a regular single crochet. And then we're going to do that again. So you're going to go through, you pull it up as if you're doing your single crochet. But now we yarn over, tip it forward, and insert our hook there. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through all 3. And then we do 3 single crochets. And there may be other ways to do this as well, but I will show you the difference when I get here. This does add a lot more yarn. Quite a bit more yarn anyway. So you're going to go in, you're going to pull up, yarn over, tip it forward, find your loop, yarn over, pull up 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn up, pull through all 3, and then I have 2 more single crochets. Okay, so that finishes 2 sets. And I am linking Juniper and Oak's tutorial down below for this, how we did this. So as you can see, for the most part, I mean, in reality, it just kind of looks like single crochets in the back loop across the whole thing. When we turn it over, we do see this is going to look a little bit more like a double crochet. You're still looking at the back of the double crochet, so it does look a little different. Whereas Juniper and Oaks is just kind of, it's more flattened in there. So that's something to consider when you're doing it. I'm going to do one more set. Okay, so I did a little experimenting, so I wanted to kind of show you kind of a mix between the 2 sets, and then you can just kind of decide what you want to do. I'm going to go in as if to do a single crochet, pull up my yarn. And then I'm not doing any yarning over. I'm going to tip it forward. I'm going to go in, pull up my yarn. Now I've got 3 on, and I work it off like a double crochet. And then my next one is a single crochet in the back loop. And I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go in as if I'm doing a single crochet, but then I'm going to tip it forward and stick my hook down in through there and pull a yarn loop up through just through that one. Then I'm going to go through 2, go through 2, And then I'm going to do my 3 single crochets until I get to my next post. I don't know why I'm calling it a post. It's not a post. My next double crochet. And then I'm going to go through again. I'm going to go through as if I'm going to do a single crochet, tip my yarn forward, go down, grab that loop, just pull a loop through that first thing, yarn over and finish my double crochet. And then to finish my set, I'm going to do my 2. I'm going to pull this a little tight so you can see. And now that's how that looks. So now it's kind of in between the two. It's not quite as flat looking as this side. It's not quite as bulky looking as this side. Gives a little bit of dimension, but not too much different yarn work. Actually, that's my favorite. I'm glad I experimented with that. That's what I'm going to do on my next mosaic project. On this side, again, it looks the same. Okay, I'm now going to come back through and do the gray across here. I'm going to follow the same sets. I already marked this because I thought I had recorded it and I was like, wait, that looks different. I need to go look at something. So, and I'm not going all the way across, so I'm not cutting my yarn and stuff because I do want to undo this to keep with the basic mosaic crochet through my project. I just thought it would be kind of fun to show you. So I've got my next yarn and I'm just going to start it at the end like I normally would. There's multiple ways to start it. Some people actually just start with the basic stitch. They don't do anything fancy on the end here. Okay, so now we start in right away with our stitch. So I'm going to stick my yarn through, come down, stick it in the one below, which this one's a little weird because it's right by my end, but it's okay. I'm going to pull it up through in between those two, yarn over, pull through those two, yarn over, pull through those, creates my single crochet look on the front. I'm going to do it again. Stick it in, come down below, yarn over, pull it through that, yarn over, pull through those two, yarn over, pull through that, and again, looks like a single crochet from this side. Stick it in again, come down, stick it under that loop, yarn over, pull up between the two loops, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and now I'm doing I've got an X. I'm going to do my double crochet in the next stitch. I'm on this row. I've got a blank one, so I'm just going to do a single crochet in the back loop. I've got another X. I'm going to do my X. I've got 3 single crochets. I wanted to show you. So this is what it's starting to look like. And you're going to start, the more you do it, I know it's kind of hard, I'm off the screen. The more you do it, it will start to have those little peaks of the other colors through, and you'll get the reverse of the pattern slightly off, but it's basically you're creating the reverse of the pattern on the back. So I'm going to work what am I doing next? I'm going to do my I'm gonna work over to the beginning of the section and now do it with the other one. So the other one, she went in as if to do a single crochet, yarn over, went down in there, pulled up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, went through all 3. Okay, and then she did it again. You pull up a loop, so you've got your single crochet, yarn over, go down through the bottom, pull it up between, go through 2, go through 3. Last one, pull up a loop, yarn over, go down through the bottom, pull it up, go through 2, go through 3. And now I'm going to work my front double crochet. And this is, I can feel that this is thicker because it's got that extra stitch, which is fine. It's just when I'm working with it, I can feel the difference. And if it was consistently like that through the whole thing, it wouldn't be a problem. But I don't know if you can notice, it's kind of changing the height of it. Like I said, if it's through the whole project, and not a problem, but definitely don't switch it back and forth. Okay, let me finish this set. Okay, and now we are going to try mine and to finish this off. So I went through, how did I do it? Yeah, okay. So I went through and I did not pull up a yarn. No, I did pull up a yarn. Okay, see, this is why I'm going to rewatch my video. I went through, pulled up a yarn, but I don't yarn over. I'm just going to go in that stitch down there. Oops, I'm splitting something. I'm going to pull up a loop and then I'm going to go work as if I'm working off a double crochet. I'm going to do that again. Pull up a yarn as if I'm doing a single crochet, but I'm not yarning over. I'm just going to go in, pull up the next loop, go through two, go through two. Last one, yarn over as if I'm doing a single crochet, go down to the bottom, pull it up, go through two, do it my front double crochet, my regular back double crochet or single crochet, front double crochet, and I'm not going to worry about finishing the whole thing over here because it doesn't change the rest of it, okay? So this, texture-wise, it doesn't feel, I mean, it feels slightly different than this section, but not too bad. This section feels way thicker. And when I turn it over, this is what we've got. We've got, let me turn it so I can look at it too. Okay. So Juniper and Oaks's, that sounds so wrong. Juniper and Oaks, Erin, she had, it kind of looks like a wide double crochet the way that it works, and it kind of lays flat. And it looks fine. It looks okay. That's her section. It will still, you'll switch the pattern. You'll start seeing it because this pulls down behind, and it's good. This next section, it looks like fat double crochets, not wide ones, but fat, and it looks fine. And then my section, honestly, I feel like mine just look like double crochets. Just, I don't know. Maybe it's because it doesn't quite go as thick right there as, say, that one's very thick. But I think it's fine. I think it looks great. I don't know. You guys decide which way you like, which one you want to do. That's 3 different ways you can do a reversible. It will just keep working up the pattern. You'll start to, as you get going, you would actually see the pattern show up more, and it will look like the same thing on both sides. It's pretty cool. And then on this side, it looks normal, basically. So there you go. I hope that this was okay to end the video, just kind of showing you different things. I hope you have a great week. Remember to let your light shine through your creations, and I'll see you next time. Bye.